All right, I think we are live. Yep, it looks like the image is coming up. So, if YouTube doesn't want to process this video, I'm just going to upload the recording. So, guys, today I wanted to talk about the signs and the symbols in anime. There are a lot of spiritual truths that are shown again, so I want to talk about anime, but again, we can see this in the entertainment world, because whoever you want to call them, you want to call them the Dirty Moors, the Canaanites, the Shadow Government, these people that have been behind the scenes, the Dark Wizards of Oz, whatever you want to call them, they have been controlling Hollywood for a very long time. So they like to put their subliminal messages in entertainment, and they like to push it in front of our face what they plan to do, what they've already done. And again, this is because of karmic debt. They want to rid the karmic debt of themselves and show the truth in the form of entertainment, because we're not going to take it that seriously when they do show us on the big screen or when we're just watching in our house. So, I want to talk about anime. There's a lot of spiritual messages and truths and codes in anime. And again, I'm not really sure if the creators themselves were divinely inspired, or basically Hollywood that controls, everything, the shadow government, the deep state, whatever you want to call them. They could also be controlling the anime and the messages that they put out. But either way, I want to talk about what's been going on, what they're showing, because th- again, they like to use movies, they like to use the streaming platforms or whatever, all of these videos as their confessional booth. Okay? They're going to show you the truth, but they're going to do it in a coded way. They're going to do it in a symbolic way, because only the God self, only a person that is enlightened is going to be able to decode and decipher what the heck is going on in this world. And so they do it in a very twisted, topsy-turvy way. So most of the public just thinks it's just pure entertainment. This is not really going on. Okay? All right, guys, let's get started. And I wanted to get started with the inner earth. So hopefully you guys can see it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, a little bit. Okay, so this is a representation of inner earth. This is not necessarily what inner earth looks like on real earth, on Gaia, but we can see that pretty much the whole world kind of looks like it's surrounded by some sort of water, and there's actually a bigger civilization going on. So let's just look at the other representations in other anime. We have One Piece. I want to talk about One Piece really quick, because I think One Piece is the anime that specifically shows us that the inner earth exists, that they literally can um, drive their ships into inner earth. And not only can you probably ride a boat, or basically float your boat into inner earth, you could probably, if they had given us the technology, we could probably have ships fly into inner earth. So Hunter x Hunter, if you guys don't know, basically um all of the continents are kind of like together, and then everything surrounding the other continents is considered like untouched territory. So again, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. There's a lot of different descriptions, and the one place that all the Hunter x Hunters end up going is the Dark Continent. So the continent that is never known, never touched, because they have evil monsters and, again, just things that are not to be seen. So I feel like that could definitely be true. There's a lot of continents, there's a lot of land masses that they don't show us. Okay, they do not show us these land masses because they gave us a fake map. They gave us a fake map, not showing us all the land masses that actually exist. So that's Hunter x Hunter. Fairy Tail, again, it's kind of like a similar concept. I'm not really I don't really remember that much about Fairy Tail, but it's kind of like everybody only has awareness of a few continents or a few land masses, and then the rest is uncharted territory. But I feel like specifically One Piece is the one that really shows that there is an inner earth. You can enter inner earth. It's not going to boil you because truthfully, only the exterior of the earth is going to have volcanoes or going to be able to boil. And Naruto, um, again, we have all of these villages, we have all of these masses, and this goes back to Atlantean times when the tribes, if you want to call them the tribes or the royal families, were all connected by some sort of element. So I feel like that's what Naruto is showing, and they're probably showing us different land masses that they don't put on the real maps, on the maps that they show us. So yeah, they're hiding a lot of stuff. Okay, so if it'll let me go to the realms, where's the realms at, bro? Where's the realms at? Okay, I don't think this is going to let me. Almost there. All right, guys. So, this is a representation of what this whole entire universe looks like, and this image was created or basically broadcasted out by Darius J. Wright. If you don't know who he is, you should go look him up. He's an out of body explorer, magician, seer, whatever you want to call him, and he has seen what this construct or what this creation really looks like. And if you come out of Earth, if you come out of all the galaxies, if you come out of your body and you look at what this whole entire universes look like, this is what it looks like. It looks like a globe, looks like a construct that was created, okay? So, if you thought that you were super small, super duper small, you would have to be right in your human body. But once you get out of the body, you're able to enter the light body. You can get out of this realm, you can get out of this earth, and then when you get out of this earth, you can get out of the universes, you can get out of the galaxies, and then you end up here in this construct, this holy construct, and as he says, there's other constructs, there's other globes, there's other little puddles of realities that we enter because that's what we are. We are gods that are able to play however we want. Okay, guys, I really want to show this because I think this is really importante, really super important. So, we have the 12 realms. Okay, we have 12 realms. This doesn't necessarily have 12 realms, but it kind of shows you how everything is stacked. So, when you get out of your body, essentially you're able to see all the 12 realms that exist a part of this earthly experience, this experience that you're in. So, the earth realm is the first one. It's the very lowest realm. Okay, so that's why we're closer to all the darker entities. We're closer to all of those demons or whatever. We're just in the very dense material plane. We're just in that dense realm. And there are 12 realms, so it just continues. I believe the ETs, okay, the extraterrestrials, are in a higher plane of existence. They're in a higher, again, they're in a higher realm, so that would be the second realm. And according to Darius J. Wright, the third realm is the Atlantean realm, okay, where everything looked during Atlantean times, but it has its own realm. The gods are there, and it looks exactly almost alike. So, if it'll let me get to the picture, it's doing this to me today. Okay, so these are the 12 realms that again are connected to this construct, that are connected to this reality, and the Greeks knew about it, the Mayans knew about it, the Babylonians, the Inca, the Norse, the Navajo, Tibetan, okay, the Masonic even have their own representation. The Egyptian, of course, knew about it, Hebrew, Hindu, Slavic. Okay, we always see this representation of the 12 realms, and I think NASA is supposed to be on here, but for some reason they don't have NASA's depiction of it. Every myth, every ancient time is going to talk about the 12 realms and that we can easily enter if we resonate on that frequency. So the ETs that live in the second realm, they live in the higher realm, they're able to come to our realm because they are vibrating their frequency on our level, so they're able to enter this space. Okay? And just like the Norse or the Celtics or maybe the Inca, they describe the 12 realms kind of like a tree, and sometimes it's a backwards tree where the roots are at the very top, the heavenly realms are at the top, and then we go all the way down to the very bottom where we're at right now. Okay, guys, not only does the 12 realms, so as within, so without. So not only is there 12 realms, okay, in this construct, there is also 12 realms within your body, okay? You could say that there's 13, but we're just gonna say 12 just to keep with, again, the alignment of what it is. So we have the underworld, the chaos, which is kind of like what we're in right now, but we're not exactly in the lowest underworld. The physical is the root chakra, the etheric gets towards the head. The astral is again it's saying false astral. I'm not really sure why, but the astral is above the crown chakra. So we have all of these 12 dimensions. So you can see the depiction of the person sitting here, and it goes up. It goes up, up, up. Then you get to your oversoul. You enter portals. You get to the Great Supreme, center of the universe. And honestly, it just keeps going up, okay? There is no limit. Source creation is limitless. There is no limit. Okay, there is no limit to the frequency that you can enter. So again, these are the 12 dimensions that all of us embody. And just like it is shown, they always knew, our ancestors always knew that there are 12 realms above us. Alright, so let's get to the next part. Sometimes it won't let me do what I wanna do. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna talk about like all of the artifacts, all the symbols in anime because we would be here for so many hours, but I think one of the most prominent symbols that we need to think about when we think about anime is the sword. Okay, so the sword represents the mind. And once you are able to dominate, you're able to conquer the mind. This is when you become the godly being, and this is what they took us out of the capacity is they all wanted us to just be left brain, okay? Only have the masculine in place because if we started to use both hemispheres of our brain, we were able to use our sword, okay? in a more connective and harmonious way, we would be literal gods on earth. We would be able to create whatever we wanted, materialize, okay? Defeat whatever we wanted. So, the first anime is Inuyasha, and if you guys have watched him, I'm currently rewatching it, so that's why I want to talk about it. But he's half demon, half human, and the only way that he's able to control himself is with his sword, because if he doesn't use his sword to defeat his enemies, he's going to go crazy. He's going to allow his demon self to override and cause chaos, basically. Just basically take over his body, which, again, I believe is a representation of the Antichrist consciousness, okay? So not only is Inuyasha a demon, and I know we've seen in the media, and it's always been in like Asian mythology, is the half demon people. So the half demon people, again, could be representative of the Antichrist, or it could also be representative of the Anunnaki, because we are all hybrids. We are all hybrids, not only of the Anunnaki, but of other intergalactic beings that decided to give their blood to the Earthlings to correct the DNA during times when things were going bananas. Shit was going down, okay? But I'm not going to get into all of the Anunnaki myths right now, because that's for another day. So, Inuyasha defeats his enemies again with the sword, and he develops new powers, and the sword is able to basically take on new powers. So with Bleach, again, they're showing us how powerful the mind is. So he becomes a soul reaper, and I feel like this is representative of people that are here on Earth, using their minds, using their powers to make sure that the denser spirits, the denser entities are reaped, that are cleansed away from Earth, and he's using his sword. He's using his Reaper sword. He's using his mind's power, again, to cleanse the Earth, to make sure that these Reaper spirits or these spirits are reaped. And the last representation, again, is Demon Slayer, and I kind of talked about this already in one of my videos, but Demon Slayer, his sword is black. And his sword is not black for any other reason. In the anime, they say that this is a really confusing and not a really great sword to have, because you are not represented by like any element. The yellow sword, again, was lightning. The red sword is the fire, or the sun, which is the most powerful. And the black is just, whatever, confusing. And I believe that they said that because, again, the black represents melanin. And if you guys don't know anything about melanin, just know that it's the most powerful substance in this existence. So his sword is black, and that represents the melanin that a lot of people carry, that we all carry, but including a lot of people do carry on a higher level. And this melanin is also in our cerebral, is in our third eye. So this again is pointing to the powers that you behold in the mind, that you behold when you weave your sword, when you're weaving your sword, because a lot of people, they don't realize that their mind is a sword, so they're just whacking away at life like, oh my gosh, just like do whatever, just be forceful, and you're not taking the time to file your sword, you're not taking the time to control your mind, you're not taking the time to be disciplined, you're not taking the time to learn new things, you're not taking the time to read books or whatever. So again, you have a dull sword, you have a dull ass sword. You have legitimate no powers whatsoever. Okay, guys, I wanted to give Attack on Titan its own slide because, again, when I first saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, they're just putting the whole story of what's been going on Earth in Attack on Titan. And I'm not going to take too much time describing because I'm sure you guys have watched it, or you guys can go watch it if you're curious after I'm done talking about it. Attack on Titan, the premise, and if you guys don't want to listen because you don't want to know you don't want to know what happens, you can skip this part, but Attack on Titan has humanity stuck, okay, in a colony. They're all stuck behind a barrier, which again is basically what anime is showing us. The truth is we're all kind of stuck in this dense plane or realm, and not only that, not only are we encaged in this realm, it doesn't necessarily mean we're in a dome, but again, like I told you guys in the other video, there is a Pleiadian light lock, as Rod Hayes talks about. So again, we are enclosed, but most of us are enclosed in our own states. Okay, our own states. If you live in the United States, you guys are enclosed in countries. You guys are enclosed in barriers, invisible lines. So that is basically what's happening to the people, and they're being attacked by titans. And nobody knows where these titans come from. Nobody knows where they came from or why they're just going after and eating the people. But the only way to kill them, again, is to cut them in the back of the neck area, which I think denotes the vampires that are living with us in our reality. You gotta cut them by the neck. I'm not really sure exactly why it's the neck, but I think in the anime, it's because they can't regenerate. They're unable to regenerate. So, again, I feel like that denotes the vampires that we've been living with, the Black Moors, the Dirty Moors, the Canaanites that I'm always going to talk about. Alright, guys, in this anime, we find out in the very end, okay, that the Titans were created by an evil scientist. And not only were they created by an evil scientist, they are also pretending, walking around to be humans. They're walking around pretending to be like us, but they don't like us. They don't care about us. Okay? And this is what you need to realize that is happening in this reality, is that we are walking amongst other beings that are not human. They're a part of a cursed bloodline. They have made sure that we are behind these barriers. They made sure that we're behind these lines. And they also, again, they are the Canaanites. They are the cannibals. They eat us. They especially like melanated people because, like I told you, the melanin is the most powerful substance, probably honestly, on all of creation. So, this is what's going on. I highly recommend that you guys go check it out. If you're not going to watch the whole thing, just watch the clips of it for you to jog some sort of memory or some sort of information about what's been going on Earth. And yes, they do eat people. All right, they do eat people. They are pretending to be like us. They are attacking us. They have had their psyops. They've had all types of warfare against us. They've confused us, made us live in tiny states of delusion, aka the United States. So yeah, guys, that's what's going on with Attack on Titan, and I highly recommend you guys go check it out. Also wanted to show you guys this really quick. If it'll let me. Okay, so, the breathing techniques that they show in anime, so this one is from Demon Slayer. The breathing techniques that they show basically lets us know that if you want to tap into your God self, if you want to tap into source, you have to do the breathing techniques. If you want to go to other realities, you want to visit the 12 realms that I just talked about, you want to be in your light body, you want to be in that envelope of your light body, then you're going to have to learn how to breathe. Okay? And if you guys watch Demon Slayer, you can see that he goes through different tests and training in his breathing techniques. And yeah, guys, it can be very strenuous. I don't know if you guys have seen yogis breathe, but all of us should be breathing deeply every single day. And just like when you see a baby coming out of the womb, they breathe through their diaphragm, they breathe through their belly. So, highly recommend that maybe 2 or 3 times a day you do the yogic baby breath. Okay? And you can also see how singers or opera singers breathe, and that will also help you as well. If you guys are having health problems, anything is happening to you in life, you're stressed out, learning how to breathe again will help you to do a lot of things that a lot of people cannot do. You will just instantly become magnetic. You will become that God self because you know how to breathe. We unconsciously are not breathing. We're not breathing at a very deep and resonant level. Okay, so I wanted to show Demon Slayer again, and it all goes back to the sun. So just like in Demon Slayer, they always say that the most potent form of swordsmanship is the sun. Is the sun. So all of the swords, all of the different sword techniques or types all go back to the sun. There's love, there's mist, there's the insect, the flower, the water. All of ancient worship, all of ancient worship is going to go back to the sun worship. And again, they have literally demonized the sun worship, saying that, oh, you're basically deifying the sun and saying that it's an actual living being, which it really is. But again, the sun goes back to Egyptian times, it goes back to um, Hindu Vedic times, where again, they know the power of the sun, they know what is going on. They know that all of our light, all of our power comes from this sun, from Heru, Heru, Heru. So I wanted to mention that really quick. So these are all the different breathing techniques. That's the construct. That's the 12 realms that we live in. Okay, guys, I wanted to end this video by talking about what's going on in the inner earth, and I highly recommend that you guys go check out Dr. Malachi Z. York's book because he talks about it. I can't really talk about it on a personal level because I don't really remember what's going on in the inner earth, and I don't really have that much access, but in his book called Shambhala and Agartha, Agartha is again one of the civilizations that lives in the inner earth. And if you guys take time to connect to the inner earth, you want to take time to connect with the inner earth beings, which we all have access to. I shouldn't say that I don't have access. I do have access. But if you connect with the inner earth beings, you will know how high frequency they are. You will know how different they are from humans. And one of the things that I want to talk about is the black sun, which the depiction is right here. There is a black sun, okay, on the inner earth. So it says right here, the deepest inner circle of the earth. Here is the tremendous hollow space, and the exact center of that hollow space floating freely. You would see what looks like a smaller version of your sun. It's the central globe or sun inside the earth, which energizes energizes the inner earth. Then there are the movies that were made decades ago telling you about the inner earth. Okay, so I believe that this is also a representation of what's going on inside of our bodies. So we have a sun, we have a light outside of ourselves. Okay, we have the sun inside of ourselves, but we also have a sun inside. And I would say that the black sun that's also inside of our earth is also most likely a representation of our third eye. Is a representation of our third eye, the black sun that energizes literally everything, that makes you live, that allows you to move about. Okay? So, that's what's going on in the inner earth, and I think I have one more to show you guys. Okay, Shambhala is a galactic United Nations. As opposed to Earth, United Nations Shambhala has the largest library and medical library on this side of the galaxy. Shambhala has climate control. There are no volcanoes and earthquakes. Environment control implies that there is disease control. There are no years, months, and days. Being that the sun is the center of the inner world and the planet is not moving around anything, there is no war. There is no speciesism, which is short for racism. So guys, Shambhala is the UN. Agartha is again one of the civilizations. Shambhala is the capital of the subterranean world. And again, there is, if it'll let me show you. Nope, it won't let me show you. But anyways, this is what's going on. If you guys want to, I would highly recommend you guys go type in Agartha in Google Images and see what Agartha looks like, because it is a real place in the inner earth. It is a real place. So, is that it for today? I don't know if I finished or not. Let me make sure that I got everything. Okay, guys, I think I have finished for today. So I want to leave you guys with this image. I want you guys to know that, again, we are enclosed in a construct. We're enclosed in a globe that was created by 12 or 13 beings, gods, whatever you want to talk about, and we are navigating, interfacing with this existence within 12 realms. Okay, so you can see them as shelves if you want to, and also as the anime is showing us what has been going on with, again, those that have been against humanity, that have been against the gods of earth, not letting us know the god self, not letting us know the truth, not letting us know the real creation, not letting us know the capacity, the power, the substance that we hold within ourselves. This is all going on, okay? This is all leaving us, but this is what was all going on, and anime is just one of the formats or medias that they're showing us through. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna stop there for today. I thought I was gonna go longer, but I guess I just kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of like went through it a lot faster than I thought I would. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any animes that you want to recommend, or any truths or any things that you've noticed in animes, please let me know. Please let us know in the comments. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. So,